Hello and welcome back to the Golf Ireland podcast. I am Stephen Murphy, one of your hosts. I'm here with Valerie Wheeler, who is the other co-host, and we're here with another great episode of all the news and all the action around Golf Ireland. And of course, as always, a great guest or two to chat to and pick their brain. But before we get stuck into that, as always, Valerie, how are you on this lovely week?
Yeah, good, good. A bit of a change in the weather for us. We were enjoying a good bit of sunshine. We should have known that the rain was going to come at some stage. But yeah, I'm good. Not too bad. Life is good down here in Limerick. How are you? Have you been up to much?
The weather has been actually quite good in Galway this week. I've got a golfing yesterday, or sorry, should I say, one of the evenings, and I'm golfing again this evening. So all good on the golfing front, which is great this time of year. And I was down, I got lucky enough to go down to Ross's Point last weekend on the Saturday to watch some of the round three from the Flogas Irish Men's Amateur, which was brilliant. It was beautiful weather, the sun was shining, nice bit of a breeze to cool you down. My first time kind of in and around Ross's Point Golf, the golf club there. So I was very much a kid at Christmas. I was very excited to be walking around watching some proper golfers, not like me who slap it around the golf course. But yeah, it was great. Really, really enjoyed it. The quality of golf on show was just amazing. The sound that the ball comes off the club face is a lot different to what I'm used to. And one thing I really struggled was, unless you're standing right behind them, the window the ball comes out of, I wasn't like I was either looking too low or too high. I don't know, but their balls are just coming out just like rockets. Very, very impressive and a very, very tough course. Definitely, I would shoot probably about 120, I'd say, around that golf course. So, but anyway, how was your weekend?
Good. You seem to be getting out a bit more. So the golf must be coming along some bit for you. You're getting out a good bit this week.
Yeah, I played 9 holes of the day, and 8 of the holes are very good, and then I had one really bad hole. But it's a tough hole, and it's a kind of the bane of my existence. So I'm close to some good golf, Valerie. I would say close to some good golf. But there's no point peaking now. It's kind of the next month or two you want to be peaking for. So I don't want to give away
Okay.
all the game. But you were
Okay.
supposed to be playing this week, Valerie, but unfortunately the weather cancelled us. Are you disappointed?
Yeah, I kind of was because I was kind of geared up for it and I was looking forward to it. But look, I'm playing tomorrow there instead. So keep an eye out on the Instagram because you might be able to see some of my action, I suppose. We'll try and video somewhat of it and hopefully it's given me more time to practice anyway. Let's just say I've been, getting in a bit more practice this week.
So if you want to critique Valerie's golf swing, you can comment under her Instagram posts and let her know all the advice. I'm sure you'd happily take all the
Yeah.
advice on board, right,
Yeah,
Valerie?
women love that. Women love getting golf advice. Yeah.
Yeah, your fiance is a golf pro, but why would you take advice from him? Instagram commenters is where the real gems are. There's the real gems.
Yeah, we've had
Um,
a busy week this week on the podcast. You have a guest on today, so do I.
I have a special guest, I would suppose. I would say I'm chatting to the winner from last weekend, Matt McClean. I'm chatting to him about obviously what a fantastic week he had, and his win and kind of the golf game over the past week or so. So very excited to talk to him. And then you also have a great guest.
Yeah, look, to be fair, we chat about women in golf and we try and get more women into playing golf. And across Ireland, the more the better, the more the merrier. We are going to be chatting to Suzanne Thompson. She has set up a golf Instagram page for her own golf. It's called Swing and Tonic Golf, which is a brilliant name, Stephen, might I say. But she just got to chat to me about why she set up the page and promoting women playing golf in Ireland. And a really, really nice, interesting story. She's a businesswoman as well. So I don't know how she does it all, but it was really nice to chat to Suzanne this week.
Yeah, you can tell when someone's extremely passionate about golf, and Suzanne is one of those people. You know what I mean? There's no faking. You're either into golf or you're not, and there's no faking there. So excited to hear that conversation, especially. But yeah, look, we will throw it over to last week's winner of the Flogas Irishman's Amateur Championship, which is Matt McClean. Delighted to be joined by last week's winner. Matt McClean has graciously joined us here on the Golf Ireland podcast. Matt, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure the last few days have been mental. How are you?
Yeah, all good, Stephen. Yeah, it's just been sort of trying to get a bit of sleep, catch up and a bit of rest, and I was back to work yesterday. So yeah, back to work for a while anyway, a few days.
Nothing like being back to work to humble you, I'm sure, after a big win. But does the body is there a lot of tiredness and a bit of soreness after, not just obviously physically challenging, but emotionally, I'm sure, draining too?
Yeah, I mean physically not too bad. It's a 4 round over 4 days, so it's you don't have any 36 holes in there, and it was obviously lovely weather as well. So it wasn't as physically draining as some tournaments. But yeah, as I said, yeah, obviously just more the mental side of things is probably a bit more draining. So a couple of days just to rest and not do too much, and I'll get back practicing this afternoon again.
Yeah, well, is it nice to take a day or two, as you said, to take a bit of a break off from hitting golf balls and enjoy, celebrate with your fans, family, and friends? Obviously a huge accomplishment. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, as I said, yeah, we got back on Sunday night and just went out and had a small celebration straight after it, which was nice. So, and then yeah, the last couple of days just trying to sort of relax and chill out a bit. But yeah, it's obviously great to get an Irish championship, and sort of been trying to do it for quite a while. So, to finally get it over the line was, yeah, a big relief.
I know it's only been a few days, but where would you rank this on your list of accomplishments, which is already quite a long list?
Yeah, it's definitely right. It's definitely right up there. It's as always something I always wanted to win was a championship in Ireland. So, for obviously to be the Irish Am is great, and yeah, just to have your name on a trophy with, obviously, you see it's pretty cool when you can see the previous winners of the tournament, and there's some unbelievable golfers there. So great to have obviously my name on it, and just sort of try to use that as a sort of a springboard to improve and go again.
I've heard you say it a few times now that it's been a long-term goal, obviously, of yours to win an Irish championship like the Flogas Irish Men's Amateur. How does that impact your preparations going into a week where obviously it's very important you to win, but then you don't want to probably, I'm sure you don't want to go into it being like, oh, I have to win this. That's not a good mindset. Is it tough to balance that expectations with, I really want to win this?
Yeah, a bit of both. I think, yeah, you just sort of got to the point where you can sort of accept whatever result it's going to be. And, people always sort of say it every time I played well in the championship and came second or came third. And, you hear it so many times. People said, oh, yeah, no, you'll win one eventually, but it's easier. It's sort of easier to hear the first few times. Then when it happens 5, 6, 7 times, it gets a bit more difficult. But yeah, I just went into the week playing pretty good off the last few weeks previous. So like the golf course, and we had good weather, so it was sort of set up to go out and play good golf and encourage people to go out and make birdies.
Talk to me about that. Conditions were pretty amazing all week, and when you're playing course like that in locations like that, I'm sure you're sort of preparing sometimes for the worst. It could be a hurricane, it could be rain coming in sideways. Is it tough then to switch to like, okay, actually the winning score here is going to be under par quite a lot, whereas I'm sure some other years it could be like level par is a fantastic score. Is it tough to especially when going into a week that the conditions are going to be good? Okay, it's put the foot down on the pedal.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes your mindset coming into a week is completely off, and where you think you're going to have the winning score, where the winning score is going to be is completely off depending on the weather. So, Ross's point, traditionally, obviously, you play it in the west, so it's the conditions are often very difficult, and I think the course was set up. I sort of say a bit easier than previous championships, to the extent that it was completely fair, but the pins were accessible. There was a few tees forward when when they were playing into the wind or particularly difficult holes. So it was great to play the course set up for positive scores and positive shots. And as I said, yeah, you quickly realize that you have to you're what the score is going to be. But most of the time you just play the golf course that's in front of you on that day. So you can have these sort of forecasts to say it's going to have this wind or this wind, but you just got to sort of stand up on that hole and play it as it is in the moment.
One thing I was wondering as well, I was down there Saturday myself, and it was quite a long wait for yourself and Liam to tee off. It was, I think, at 3 o'clock tee off. How does that impact your preparation? How do you distract yourself from just having, to be waiting around? I'm sure that can be difficult. Does that come with experience? Have you asked for people's sort of help with that, of how do you actually just distract yourself until the tee time?
Yeah, it is. It's a different. That was a very late tea time. Yeah, it's 10. I think it was 10 past 3 or half 3 or something like that. We played at, so it was a long day. I remember I had a tea time like that in Lytham a few years ago, where half the field's nearly finished by the time you're even teeing off. So it's difficult. It's some people prefer different times of the days to play, but I would rather get out early and play the round early in the day as opposed to late. But yeah, you just sort of try to distract yourself, stay away from the golf course. It's very easy to, I think, turn up to the golf course, a few hours early, get lunch at the golf club, and you just end up hanging about and doing too much. So I try to just stay away from the golf course for the morning, go out and into Sligo and just do a few bits and pieces that waste a bit of time really.
Do you still wake up at the same time, or do you try and get the extra hour or two in bed?
Yeah, try to probably get a bit extra rest, but you probably just wake up at the same time anyway, so you end up just sort of lying there doing nothing. So, yeah, try to get a bit more rest just to sort of save a bit of energy. But instead, thankfully, because of the tournament setup where it's only 18 holes a day, it's not too bad. You're not, I know it's not the most energy expending week of the year. So, yeah, just as I said, yeah, bit more sleep, grab lunch, and sort of waste a bit of time for an hour or two, and eventually it comes around a bit quicker than you think.
Yeah, definitely. Yourself and Liam Nolan obviously blazed the trail and were the final pairing on the Sunday. Liam went into that round 4 shots ahead of yourself. Talk to me about your mindset, your expectations, your game plan for trying to chase someone down who was 4 shots ahead of you.
Yeah, I think I said in the interview the day before that I can only sort of take care of whatever I can do. So I was just I was sort of had an idea if I could go out and shoot probably 4 under, 5 under, would definitely ask a question coming down the last few holes. And then I said it was a bit of an odd round. It was just sort of up and down, and I was still behind most of it, so I could play pretty aggressive and still sort of play catch up. So it just worked out. It worked out well for me in the end. Really, it's one of those days where sometimes it goes to you and sometimes it doesn't. But I probably got a few bad breaks on the way in on Saturday evening, and then Liam just sort of got a couple of bad breaks on the way in on Sunday evening. So it's sort of I think there was 8 shots sort of difference in those last 4 holes over the 2 days. So it's just really come down to those. But again, that's where Ross's point is great for a championship, because those last 5 holes always provide some sort of drama.
I think patience is a great way of describing playing Ross's point. Like you discussed there about the conditions. I think you caught a couple of flyers, and that's just sort of the nature of the beast. And then Liam as well on Sunday caught a few. How important is it to be patient out there when, especially on a links golf course, where you might get an unlucky bounce? It might be heading one direction, and the lay of the land brings it a different direction. So it's not necessarily a bad shot, but it's a bad result. Does that help you stay in a fight when you are 4 shots behind, knowing that anything can happen?
Yeah, there's that element to it, that any very very good shots can end up with bad results, and things can change quite quickly in stroke play. So there is an element of over the week you sort of just hope that the sort of the luck balances out between most players in the field. Sometimes you have the luck goes for you, sometimes over the week it doesn't go for you. But yeah, it's trying to accept that you can't do anything about it, which is hard at times when you're getting bad breaks. It's very easy to think that it's never going to go your way again. But yeah, I didn't put myself in really any danger in the last round, so I didn't really rely on luck. In fairness, in the last round, I played a lot of good shots and held some putts, but I didn't really hold that much either. But I played very very sort of safe and sensible golf in the last round, just to give myself a chance on the way in. And yeah, as I said, obviously it was a bit of a turning point coming down the stretch, but that's just the way golf goes sometimes.
Are you aware in the moment of the spectacle and you're in the cauldron of it? Are you aware of the kind of the pageantry of it almost, that these 2 great golfers going ahead of it, or are you so still focused on the job at hand?
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to focus just on each shot, and once you sort of lose, if you lose focus for one shot, that's the most difficult thing about golf, is that lost concentration for one shot can ruin a tournament for you quite quickly. So you can go out there for 4 rounds and you're out there for 16, 18 hours playing golf, and 5 minute stretch, 10 minute stretch can completely lose the tournament for you. So there's an idea, he's trying to sort of ignore most things that are going on and just try to focus on your own game. But yeah, it is one of those things where you just got to try to keep yourself in the moment in each shot, and just go with it, and just try obviously try to shoot the lowest score you can.
Nice to be center of attention, though, I'm sure as well, that because it means you're in the final group. It means it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that idea of trying to enjoy those conditions is big, and I think that's a difficult thing initially when you're in those situations, is to try to enjoy it. I think some players enjoy it naturally more than others. So it's trying to get yourself to enjoy it and sort of teach yourself to enjoy it. But I always think sometimes when I'm playing, I always feel as if the golf feels as if it's worse than it actually is. So I'd be quite hard on myself a lot of times, even if you're hitting it into a hole and catch it like a groove low and you catch it a bit thin, but it goes on to 30 foot. I would be quite harsh on myself saying, these top golfers wouldn't hit that shot. But again, over the last couple of years, I think that's probably the biggest thing I've learned is how many average to bad shots really good golfers hit in a round of golf. And you very rarely see them on TV, but it's accepting that everyone hits very average shots, and you've just got to make the most out of the result that you can get out of it.
No, totally. TV only shows the good shots, and that's, I think, lots misleading. So definitely seeing it in person, you do see the odd bad shot, and you're like, oh, these people are normal humans, but which is fantastic. But yeah, a massive win like this so early in the season, Matt, how does this set you up for the rest of the year? Does it take the pressure off? You can go and enjoy a bit more, or does it make you more, I suppose, determined to go on and add another couple of titles?
Yeah, a bit of both, I'd say. Definitely the start of the year, we've had a pretty good start of the year so far, obviously with the Euro Nations in Sala Grande with that win was a great way to kick it off, and had a second place out in Seminole, and been playing pretty good. So it's nice to get a win, and as I said, it does probably take a bit of pressure off you going into a few events, but at the same time you want to sort of push on and obviously get the same result again throughout the year. But winning's obviously very hard, but proving to yourself that you're capable of it and you're able to do it is massive, I think, going forward.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. We appreciate it, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
This week, joining me on the Golf Ireland pod is Suzanne Thompson. She has the Instagram page called Swing and Tonic Golf. I must say, brilliant name, Suzanne. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Valerie.
Suzanne, it's great to get people on and to hear their stories about people who play golf across Ireland. But first of all, before we get into the golf chat, can you tell us a bit about yourself and who is Suzanne outside of golf?
Okay, so I have a family of 3 kids and a husband. So I'm a busy mom, and I also have my own company. I'm in business over 20 years. So I have a nail and beauty supply company and training academy called Asu Nail and Beauty Supplies. We're based in Dublin, so we sell directly to salons, so we sell to the trade, and we also do beginner classes teaching. So I'm in the industry. I hate to say it, but I'm doing nails 21 years. I feel old. So outside of golf, it's busy family life and running a business with my husband. The two of us are in the business together.
I mean, you sound like a superwoman already, having 3 smallies and running a business as well. How do you find that? Maybe the work-life balance, Suzanne?
Yeah, I think in COVID we had kind of a relook at the business. We used to open longer hours, so we've reduced our hours because a lot of our customers transitioned to ordering online instead of us manually doing orders. And we reduced our classes that we teach to mornings and evenings. So we only open our showroom about 20 hours a week. So we do have a lot more flexibility with the work-life balance, which allowed me to play a little bit more golf. My daughter's in play school and my boys are in secondary.
Let's get into talking about golf. You mentioned it there. Suzanne, when did the love of golf start for you? Is it fairly new?
Well, do you know, my father played and my brother played. When we were younger, they used to have clubs, and we used to, back then you could kind of hit a few balls in the local park. It wasn't prohibited. And my dad had little small clubs cut down, and I'd hit a ball or two, but I never played on a real course. Maybe pitch and putt or a par 3, but I never played. I'm talking, I was young, like maybe about 8. And I never played. I never seen any other girls play. It was always with my brother and his friends. I never seen any other girls play. And yeah, years later, I never kept it up. I played hockey in secondary school and I played basketball. I'm very sporty. And when I left school, I went to do sports and leisure management. And when I was on the course, I actually met Maria Dunn. Maria was the only girl I ever knew who played golf. and off she went on her scholarship or whatever. But I would hit a ball at the driving range, but I never played on a course. And then my husband would go, we take the boys, I'd hit the ball at the range. But in 2018, we have a holiday home down the country, and they had a ladies friendly Fridays, or Friday friendlies it's called. And basically you just played 4 Fridays of the month of July. First 3 weeks were scramble, and the last week was Stableford. So I signed up, rocked up to the car park, didn't know anybody. And the ladies were just so welcoming. And some of the ladies would have the little bottles of Prosecco with the straws. And it wasn't like golf that we would probably see on TV. But it was so much fun. Didn't matter if you had an air shot, didn't matter if you made mistakes. It was really fun. And it was that summer I was like, I love this. Played the Stableford the last week, won a couple of prizes, came home with 3 bottles of Prosecco, and I was instantly hooked. But I never played that winter. So again, the following summer in 19, I played the 4 Fridays again, and I joined a club then when I got back in the September. I joined Corstown as my home club. It's just at the back of the airport. And I joined, and I was the best thing I ever did, definitely, just to become part of a club.
Yeah, you mentioned there, and I think I love the fact that you mentioned it doesn't matter if you hit an air shot or, and I think people forget that. I think golf is such an intimidating sport, Suzanne. Like, I'm fairly new to myself, and I still find it extremely intimidating standing up to hit your first shot. Why will you think that women find it so intimidating?
I think it's because maybe, like, I still do get nervous, of course, hitting my first tee shot, whether it's men or women with me in a round. I think that's just natural, and it's good that we have it, because I suppose it's what makes us kind of, focus a little bit. But I think because the sport was very much, did people think it was for an older gentleman? Was there a lot of rules? There's a lot of etiquette as well, where maybe the sport wasn't as welcoming to ladies over the years. But if now now you just see all ages play, all levels and all abilities, which is amazing.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I think it has gotten better in welcoming more women aboard. It probably still is majority men play the sport, because it still, lacks a lot of women to play, which I think down here as well, I'd love if there was more, I'm in Limerick, I'd love if there was more like women groups. And I know there is in Ballinity, in the local golf club here, they do roll-ups for women, which is amazing. I think something like that also is very beneficial. But Suzanne, when did you start the Instagram page? I did mention at the start, I love the name Swing and Tonic Golf. Tell us first of all about the name and why set it up.
Okay, so last year I played my first year interclub for my club, and we made an All-Ireland final, and we were traveling doing practice rounds, and we went up the north. We won North Ulster for a Challenge Cup, North Leinster for Challenge Cup, and we went up. We were drawn against North Ulster. We were traveling up, playing different courses, staying in different hotels, and it was lovely. It was a kind of really like a retreat nearly, because golf to me is something I do that relaxes me and de-stresses me. Not match play though. Match play stresses me.
Sometimes it can be frustrating.
Yeah. But I just found traveling, I was posting a lot on my own page about golf, on my personal page. And then we had a weekend away to Mount Juliet, myself and my husband. And I was really intimidated, because such an iconic course, and has held like really good competitions there. And my husband was like, you're well able to play, don't be nervous. But I was posting a bit about that trip. And when I looked at my Instagram personal page, it was just golf, 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 golf. From playing all last summer in the interclub, and then from the weekend away. And my husband said, why wouldn't you just start? He's so encouraging. He was like, why wouldn't you just, start a page so other ladies can see that it isn't as intimidating? I do like a gin and tonic, but the name kind of was tongue-in-cheek with gin and tonic, but it was more about swing. And then I find that golf is a tonic for me, so a genuine tonic for my soul. So although I do like a gin and tonic, swing and tonic was more kind of tongue-in-cheek, for more kind of the tonic as in the retreat side of it. Yeah, if that makes sense.
It's amazing. And for you, do you think it also helps promote the sport here in Ireland and encourages more women to get involved? Have people reached out to you about the page?
Yeah, so many. So I just started it before Christmas. I've just gone over 1,000 followers, which is great to see that people, and there's all followers, men, women, young, old, and like that. There is people messaging me, oh, I love this or I love that. I've gone to a lot of the chip and chat events. Through Golf Ireland, people are asking questions about it. Can you be any level? People asking me about getting to golf programs. So yeah, I do get lots of messages, even from really experienced people and like lady pros who've said, oh my God, it's fantastic what you're doing, keep it up. So yeah, I'm just enjoying it. Like it's kind of a new, I'm in the nail and beauty industry 20 years. So to start the page, it's kind of something new. It's kind of a new little chapter and I'm having fun.
No, and you mentioned the chip and chat, and I was going to touch on that. Golf Ireland are fab that they do host these events, because can you tell us more about your experience of the chip and chat, and is there ones coming up?
Yeah, so there is one this Thursday in Palmerstown. The chip and chat, I have done some at Leopardstown. I've done the Lunar Golf, and I done one down in the K Golf World down in the K Club as well. And they're fantastic for meeting other like-minded people. They are brilliant for getting tips. Like I learned some fantastic tips as well. You're networking with other women who are just playing for the same reason. So yeah, I do think they're fantastic to attend. The lessons, the one in Leopardstown, there was 3 pros. One covered chipping, one was irons, and one was drivers. And each pro gave us a tip. Fantastic, yeah. So, and the Lunar Golf was the best fun. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, it looked
That's
absolutely fabulous. So
great.
keep an eye on Golf Ireland social media to see the next chip and chat event. Let's talk about your golf. Where in the world has the golf taken you? Have you gone on golf holidays?
So yes, I've been to Portugal with my husband last year, and it was my present for my 40th birthday, which was more for him, I think. So the courses were picked, and we had our trip away, which was a lovely experience. I travel a lot to the States for business, and I've been traveling there for many years. And it recently was my first time to take the clubs to the States. So I traveled to the States for business and pleasure. And I took the clubs recently. And yeah, I got to play 2 courses one in San Francisco and one outside in Sonoma. So it was fantastic. It was a great experience.
Yeah, and I love that, because not only, your life sounds quite busy, and so does your husband's because you have a business. So it's nice for you to be able to take that time and share a hobby as well, Suzanne, because sometimes, men can play golf and they head off for 5 or 6 hours, but it's something that you can enjoy together as well, because me and my other half do.
Yeah, I seen that because I was following your journey when you started the last year. And I remember seeing that, and some of the podcasts I've heard about your partner was he's a pro, is he?
Yeah, he is. I've all the lessons I can get here in the world here in the evenings inside in the city room.
Brilliant. Well, yeah, to share a hobby, not only just with my husband, but to play a hobby with my father is also incredible. And our son plays, so he's just joined as a junior in our club, and he's 15, and he plays. And on Father's Day, 4 of us went out together and played, and like it's very special to share a hobby with your partner, with your children, and also with your kids. It's a special game. It is a special game.
It really is.
Frustrating game, but a good game.
Frustrating being a big choice of word for me when I play now, Suzanne, because I'm still at that stage where I'm trying my best to get a bit better than it. But I'll get there. I just have to keep practicing. Before I let you go, any advice for anyone that is maybe thinking about taking up golf with like men, women, children? Doesn't have to be just women. What's your advice for them?
So like just go and try. Like there's lots of get into golf programs. I'm helping volunteer at the moment in our club with juniors as well. And there's lots of junior sections in clubs too that kids can come in at a really beginner level as well. So reach out to local clubs, see if they're doing get into golf for junior programs. if not, just go to the driving range, get a bucket of balls. Nobody cares if you're hitting the ball. They're worried about their own practice. Of course, they'll care if you hit it backwards the wrong way or in their direction. But just get out to the driving range and just have some fun. Gather up, if it's girls, gather up your friends, or just get out there and try it, and don't take it too serious. You know, if you have an air shot or you miss a few shots, it happens to the best of us. No one is perfect in golf. Nobody owns the sport, not even like, you know, nobody owns the sport. So don't feel intimidated. Just get out there and just try. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Oh, that's absolutely
And
fab.
there's lots of pitch and putts. There's lots of pitch and putts out there too. And like a pitch and putt can be a much easier way to start and a bit more fun because it's not as long. Then you don't have the dress code and you don't have to have a full set either. So you can start off a little bit, you know, pitch and wedge and a putter would be a lot less expensive. You don't need a bag. You can carry your club. So yeah, just get out and try. And if you do, tag me and I'll share your journey.
Exactly. Personally, I kind of like the dress code. I like that there's a dress code in golf. I like that you can look the part and get out there and feel good while you're playing. I know that might sound a bit crazy, but sometimes I feel like if you look the part, you know, you'll feel better when playing. Do you ever feel like that, Suzanne?
Yeah, no, I do get that. And like, I know when I'm playing in my golf course in our club, I'll always have a collar, and I'll always have, or even we're playing on inter-club, we're in club colours. There's no better feeling than wearing your club colours and representing your team and your club. But I just mean for pitch and putt, if somebody's testing the sport without investing in new shoes, new outfits, a golf bag, a full set, they can go easily to a pitch and putt and try and feel the kind of game as well. A lot of driving range have clubs there, so they don't need to invest. They can borrow some too. But you're right. I do like, God, I think I'm getting more golf clothes than I am normal clothes. I have more golf clothes than I need, and hats, because I play wearing hats. And I have so many hats.
I know. It's crazy. Try living with a pro golfer and the amount of washing of golf clothes that I do, Suzanne. It's crazy.
Oh God.
Well, Suzanne, it's been absolutely fab chatting to you. For people that want to follow your journey, the Instagram page, give it again once more for everybody.
It's Swing and Tonic Golf, and it's the word and you'll find me on Instagram. So yeah, follow me there. I'm, you know, sharing all different sorts of things of all levels, and beginners, and just tips and different courses I'm playing, because although I'm a member, I am traveling and playing different courses. So I'm sharing different courses as well. I've played some stunning courses in Ireland in the last couple of months. So follow me for sure to see, and I'll keep sharing as long as I have people following.
Well done, Suzanne. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was lovely chatting to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, now it is time for the news. We'll start on the PGA Tour. Rory McIlroy won the Wells Fargo Championship by 5 shots over Xander Schauffele last weekend. Seamus Power finished tied 16th, and Shane Lowry tied 47th. It was Rory McIlroy's 26th win on the PGA Tour, and the 4th around Quail Hollow Golf Club. So well done to Rory there. Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry and Padraig Harrington are all playing this week in the US PGA Championship Major at Valhalla Golf Club. So best of luck to all those competitors. On the LPGA, it was the Cognizant Founders Cup last week, where Leona Maguire finished tied 12th. Unfortunately, Stephanie Meadow missed the cut. But Leona and Stephanie will play again at the Mizuho Americas Open from today, the 16th, to the 19th of May. So best of luck to them. It's an off week on the DP World Tour. The next event will be the Soudal Open from the 23rd to 26th of May in Belgium. On the Ladies European Tour, it was a tied 45th finish for Lauren Walsh at the Aramco Team Series presented by PIF Korea last week. This week, it's the Amundi German Masters for Olivia Mahaffey and Lauren Walsh. Then it's the US Open pre-qualifier on Monday, May the 20th, also in Germany. So best of luck there to Olivia and Lauren. On the Challenge Tour, Dermot McIlroy finished tied 52nd, and he was the best of the Irish at the Challenge de España. It's an off week this week on the Challenge Tour before the Danish Golf Challenge next week. On the Alps Tour, James Sugru was tied 12th best of the Irish finish last week in Italy. This week there's 4 Irish in action at the Gosser Open on the Alps Tour, so best of luck there. And then on the Clutch Pro Tour, in Frilford Heath this week, with the final round actually kicking off today in the Clutch Pro Tour, Stuart Grehan shot a 68 in round 1, so you can keep up to date with the scores online for that event. Also then the G4D Open kicked off yesterday at Woburn in England. It's the second year of this competition with 80 men and women competing over 3 days, and plenty of Irish involved as well. Brendan Lawler, Fiona Gray, Connor Stone, Paul O'Kelly and Paul O'Ratley all taking part there, with Brendan Lawler looking to defend his crown. So if you can tune into that, definitely do. It's a fantastic event, and best of luck to all competitors. The Flowgas Irish Girls Amateur Open Championship is taking place this weekend, starting tomorrow at Beaver Park Golf Club. Olivia Costello is the reigning champion. The 16-year-old Convent of Mercy student tees it up in Belfast Parkland course at 8:24 a.m. tomorrow morning, getting our first round underway alongside fellow Irish teammates Kate Dillon and Marie Agnes Fisher. So best of luck to all the women taking part this weekend. Fantastic event, and I'm sure it'll be a great spectacle for the weekend. As mentioned on the podcast, we had Matt McClean, who won the Flowgas Irish Men's Amateur Open Championship last weekend in County Sligo Golf Club down in Ross's Point. A fantastic few days, incredible golf on display, and Matt McClean a very, very deserving winner, so well done to Matt. This weekend, the Connacht Over 18 Women's Senior and Junior Open is taking place this Saturday in Athenry Golf Club, somewhere close to my own heart. I am a member of Athenry Golf Club, so it'll be a great day at the golf club there on Saturday. Best of luck to all the women taking part. It'll be a fantastic event. Also in the news this week, Sea Point Golf Links in County Louth will host the Flowgas Irish Men's Amateur Open Championship next year in 2025, which is fantastic news, a fantastic golf course, and I'm sure everybody will be very, very excited to get up there in 2025 for a fantastic event. Finally then, we'll wrap up with the Bridgestone Order of Merit updates. On the men's side, we had some movement. Matt McClean takes the top spot after his win last weekend. Keith Egan in second place and Liam Nolan in third. On the women's side, it's still Aileen Walsh sits atop of the women's rankings, with Anna Abom in second and Mairead Martin in third place. So still plenty of time to move up and down that leaderboards on both sides. That wraps up the news for this week. We really, really appreciate you, as always, tuning in. We hope you enjoyed our guest this week, and we'll be back next week for another episode. We will see you then.